Hello and welcome to Championship Predictions Game Week 42. Some big games this week, such as Leeds Preston, a little bit of rivalry between those two sides. Plymouth Sheffield United, Burnley Norwich, or the earlier games as we do have Portsmouth Derby. Also in the relegation scrap, this is the business end. The final 4 games of the season are approaching us, with the Easter games fast approaching too. So let's just get into these ones. So we start on Friday night where Burnley take on Norwich at Turf Moor. This is live on Sky Sports Football. This should be a good one under the lights at Burnley, but each time I seem to watch Burnley under the lights on a Friday night, it ends 0-0. So we'll see how this one will end up, but I can see it ending 0-0. Both sides drawing 0-0 in the last game. Burnley can't really afford to be drawing many games though at this moment in time with their current form. They beat Coventry on the weekend, but drawing midweek with Derby, which was a bit bummer for them, but it was a decent point for Derby County and John Eustace. Norwich drawing away at home to Sunderland. I think they're in form. They are in form at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. For Burnley standards, Norwich aren't in form, losing to Plymouth, drawing away at home to Sunderland, but can't really see anything. But I think Burnley going to have too much quality. The defence is solid under Scott Parker to have only conceded just the 12 goals all season. So I'm going to back Burnley to win this. I'm going to back Burnley to win by 1-0, goal to nil, and get the job done over Norwich and Jonas Hofthorpe. They'll look to build for next season, and if he doesn't improve, he might be getting sacked. So yeah, going Burnley 1, Norwich 0. Leeds take on Preston at 12:30, kick-off live on Sky Sports main event. At 12:30 on Saturday afternoon, midday. Leeds beating Middlesbrough, very crucial win for Leeds United at the Riverside on, what was it, Tuesday night, sorry. But Preston drew back to get back games against Cardiff and Stoke at home. A bit underwhelming for them 2 games because they probably would have looked to win both those and probably could have thought 6 points. Instead, they only came away with just 2 points out of those games. Leeds having to win. I mean, I think they'll just have enough firepower over Preston here. There's a bit of a local rivalry between the two sides, between Lancashire and Yorkshire. I think Leeds have enough power with the likes of Dan James, Joe Pereira, Brendan Harrison, Manus Solomon, and Tanaka in midfield with Gruev that's got a really strong lineup. Preston still having Osmajic and Reese up top, but I don't think there'll be any issues for Leeds. I'm going to bet Leeds easy 2-0 at home. Ellen Road be bouncing, and they can probably start seeing I Predict a Riot when they do go up eventually to the Premier League. Plymouth take on Sheffield United in the other game at 12:30. You would have to feel that Plymouth would have to win this, otherwise they are down, unfortunately, for them. And I'm sure they can bounce back. Home Park needs to be rocking. It's against a team that are trying to fight for promotion and have their own rights to do so. But Plymouth, if they can beat Liverpool at home, they can definitely beat Sheffield United at home. That's right. But I mean, they're losing at 3-0 to Swansea last night. Unfortunate for them. Swansea, got nothing to play for as well. It's really unlucky, really poor by Plymouth standards with the team they put out. I think they've got to be hitting more goals with Obafemi and Ryan Hardy up front. Barley, remember, they've Katic at the back. Hazard in goal. They've got a decent, well-rounded side. They just haven't clicked into gear. You probably say that they probably could have stayed up this season, could Plymouth, but their Wayne Rooney appointment has sent them packing back down. Now I'm going to back Sheffield United to win this. Sheffield United 2-1, I think it'll be close. Maybe a last-minute winner from like Brewster or somebody or Campbell to win it for Sheffield United. But yeah, I'm going Plymouth 1, Sheffield United 2 in this game. Cardiff take on Stoke in which is a big game at the bottom of the Sky Bet Championship. Could you imagine saying that about 7 years ago, where both sides were fighting for the playoffs? No, they were fighting for they were up there with the playoffs. Stoke they're in the Premier League, weren't they? These two sides now dueling it out for relegation in the Championship. Really difficult one to call this. Stoke in some form, but what did Stoke do last time out? Draw with Luton, they were beaten in the last 3 games, but they're getting too many draws on the board. Same with Cardiff. This is a big game for Mark Robbins' side, and he want to keep Stoke up because he won't want a relegation on his CV. Preston drawing with Cardiff 2-2 last time out. Cardiff very lucky to get a point in that one. Stoke always turn up at the back end of the season, so I'm going to back Stoke and Mark Robbins to win this by 2-1, and I think they will win. I think Stoke will beat Cardiff City here by 2-1. Stoke just have enough firepower. Me with Bejo Ho and Lewis Baker and Sam Gallagher. I'm not sure how he's still playing football. Berger in the midfield, who's a good solid midfielder. So yeah, I'm backing Stoke for a 2-1 away win. Luton v Blackburn. Valerian Ismail is winless still for Blackburn. It's been like 10 games now where they haven't won a game under Valerian Ismail. It's a shame because that club is just being rotten into the ground, and it might just end up being like Reading if things continue as they are, but I don't think he'll get that bad. The club seem to know what they're doing a bit better with money than Reading do. But anyway, Luton 4 draws out of the last 5. They're starting to pick up. They're starting to realise they actually might. Oh shit, we might go down, and that's exactly how they're playing. They're here at the Kenny, and Blackburn. This is the perfect team you want to be playing right now if you're trying to stay in the division. Is Blackburn Rovers. I mean, I really don't know who's going to win this. I'm going to back Luton 1-0, just about. I think they'll scrape over the line. Kenilworth Road will be up for it. Blackburn in dismal form under Valerian Ismail. And yeah, I really do reckon that Luton are going to beat Blackburn by a 1-0 in this one. So yeah, I'm going Luton 1, Blackburn 0. Millwall will take on Middlesbrough now in what you could say is a big playoff game in the Sky Bet Championship. Middlesbrough losing out to Leeds United last time out, but that was probably expected. Sheffield United losing to Millwall. Millwall picking up a big 3 points, and really could Alex Neil's side now get in those playoff places? Who knows? It's the Championship. Anything can happen in this one. But, I mean, Millwall with the goal from Josh Coburn in there for Millwall on Tuesday night, where they deserve to probably beat Sheffield United. But Ivanovic, he's brilliant up front for Millwall. Honeyman, they've got some really good star players, but Alex Neil's just getting them well drilled, knows them what to do. I'm going to back a Desmond. I'm going to back a 2-2. Just I think both teams are trying to fight for the playoffs at the moment, and I think it could be a very entertaining game of football, this one. So yeah, I'm going to go Millwall 2, Middlesbrough 2. And yeah, I think Alex Neil's side are pretty good, and they'll be up for this, and Millwall will be 2. So yeah, I'm going Millwall 2, Borough 2, because Borough have decent firepower. Over 95% of you are not subscribed, so if you do like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a like. Thank you. And another big game at the bottom where Portsmouth play Derby. I want both these sides to stay up this season, because I want to play these as a Birmingham fan next season, because just to get back playing with Derby and to play Portsmouth, because it's not local, but it's be a good game to watch, I think. And yeah. Yeah, I think Portsmouth. Really want these sides to stay up, but I can't. But at the moment, Portsmouth 1 win in the last 4 matches. I mean, they've only beaten Blackburn at home, which is you can beat that. Anybody can beat Blackburn at the moment. You think that they beat Derby here, and they probably are safe, are Portsmouth. But yeah, gotta say that they could. I think they will stay up. And Derby under John Eustace drawing 0-0 with Burnley. That's a solid point, but a lot of people have drawn 0-0 to Burnley. Josh Murphy for Portsmouth. Derby have people like Yates up top, Harness in the midfield, and Craig Forsyth on the wing. But the system that John Eustace seems to play. But I'm going to back Portsmouth to win this just about. I think it'll be tight. John Eustace loves the tight game, so I'm going to back Portsmouth to win this by 2-1 in this one. I think it'll be a very, very tight game of football. But yeah, I think Portsmouth overall will get the job done and win by 2-1 in this one. QPR take on Bristol City now. Bristol City fighting for those playoffs and getting a big win over West Bromwich Albion, who they seem to have dented their playoff hopes. QPR getting a big win over Oxford United last night in the Sky Bet Championship by 3-1, and that drags Oxford into that relegation zone a little bit more. Cifuentes and QPR look safe down. Bristol City still in those playoff places. That 1-0 blip to Burnley in those games. They're still 3 points clear of Middlesbrough. I think, Naki was scored 10 goals now this season for Bristol City. Some other brilliant players like Jason Knight and Sykes in there for Bristol City. QPR probably you thought could have kicked on after their early rush this season. But yeah, they've still got Frey up top, I think. No, not Frey. He used to play for them. Jimmy Dunn at right back, who's really, really good. Been QPR's best player this season by an absolute mile. I'm gonna back a 1-0 Bristol City. I think it'll be really close, really tight game of football this. And Bristol City just get over the line in this one and beat QPR by 1-0 in this one. Sheffield Wednesday take on Oxford United at Hillsborough. Gary Rout's side need a win, and they definitely do. And they'll be looking to win this one away at Hillsborough. Oxford losing to Queen's Park Rangers last night. Blackburn drawing with Sheffield Wednesday. Both teams not playing for anything there. So if Oxford go for this, they can definitely win it. But Gary Rout loves a 1-1 or a draw. So he'll probably try and play for that. Not probably what Oxford fans want to hear. It's happened at Birmingham last season when they drew 1-1. We drew 1-1 with Huddersfield and drew 0-0 with Rotherham. I think Gary Rout wants a point. I think a point's a good result on the road everywhere for Oxford United. But at this stage in the season, it really, really isn't. To be honest, Oxford have been better than I thought they have been this season. I mean, they've got Mark Harris banging in the goals. Sariki Dembele's been brilliant. Hillock and Brown at the back have been brilliant. But Sheffield Wednesday under Danny Röhl, they'll be in relegation next season if Danny Röhl decides to leave. But I am going to back Sheffield Wednesday to win this 2-1. I think it'd be tight, but I think Wednesday will just get over the line, even if they've got nothing to play for. Oxford do. But Sheffield Wednesday and Danny Röhl, the coach himself, will get himself over the line, and Sheffield Wednesday win another game of football and stay in mid-table. So yeah, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Oxford 1. The Battle of the S's, and we go to the Stadium of Light where Sunderland take on Swansea. Swansea beating back-to-back home wins against Derby and Plymouth, two sides you probably would have expected for them to beat. They're definitely safe now are Swansea City, if there was any trouble that they were going to get in the relegation battle. It always seems to happen every season this for Swansea City. Sunderland drawing away at Norwich, Sunderland then beating West Brom before that on the weekend. I think Sunderland will win this. I think it's at home, but Swansea aren't any pushovers. Both sides got really nothing to play for because Sunderland confirmed their playoff spots. Not really going to get top two now. Sunderland, but the quality of Maenda, Watson, Neal, Rigg could really power Sunderland through this one. O'Nien and Mepham and Patterson in that little three at the back. A very, very good Patterson being the goalkeeper. Of course, I'm going back Sunderland for a 2-0 win here and beat Swansea and keep Sunderland will now stay in the playoffs and probably push on and try and, they need momentum going into the playoffs. So this is the right way to go about it by beating Swansea 2-0. The Battle of the W's we go, and West Brom take on Watford. West Brom very unlucky to lose their last 3 games in the league against Bristol City, Sunderland and Norwich, and that has really dampened their playoffs hopes, and I don't think they are going to get in the playoffs anymore. Watford beating Hull last time out and showing they have some hope under Hull after beating Hull City last time out 1-0. Shows they have a still bit of hope under Tom Cleverley and co. But Watford, I still think, will sack him in the summer. I just think it'd be one of those random sackings that everybody won't see coming. I'm going to back on this one. I think West Brom just have enough firepower, and with West Brom still, Watford still having Chetford Tadze out injured, I think West Brom will win this with Malumbi and Armstrong and Grant in their team. I think they'll have enough power. I think West Brom are going to win this 1-0. I think maybe keep those slim playoff hopes alive. But yeah, I'm going West Brom 1, Watford 0 in this one. Hull take on Coventry now, which is a big game down at the bottom and the top for the playoff places in the Sky Bet Championship. Hull losing to Watford. Coventry beating Portsmouth with that last minute goal in the 94th minute from, I think it was Callum Patterson, was it, with the goal? No, Jamie Patterson, sorry, with the goal. I think he's been around the blocks a few times to Coventry, Bristol City and Swansea. Good win for Coventry last time out, cemented that playoff push. Frank Lampard was definitely very happy as they moved back into those playoff places. Hull, however, still right on the bubble, 2 points only above the drop, but they got Stoke and Derby below them. This is really tight to call because I just think it's the championship, it's the nature of the championship, but I think I'm going to back Coventry. I think I will. I think they'll have enough quality over Hull in this one with the likes of Haji Rai and Gridoni, etc. And yeah, I'm going back Coventry to win this 2-0 away at the MKM Stadium in Hull, and Ruben Sellers' side will have more misery on them and be more in a relegation scrap. So yeah, I'm going Hull 0, Coventry 2. Thank you very much for watching these championship predictions video for Game Week 42. If you did like the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you for watching.